Hi, welcome back to channel, train station 2. Alright, we claimed two more trains, basically the rare and common. I think that completes the full collection in this event. Basically, we have claimed two legendaries, an epic and rare, as well as the common. I'm not going to claim that special building because I already have more than enough buildings in the extras, so rather go for the common train. And of course, balance depends on the jobs here. We will be able to claim maybe more legendary parts before we reach Egypt. So in this last competition, did well as well. I think generally very happy to be able to get top 3, get third. So as I said, the most difficult ones are the last 3. Try the best to get always the top spots in the first 3 competition, and the rest will be history. So generally we need to really work hard and spend those dollars or bucks you call it in the union, which basically works really well in terms of capacity increase of your trains, because once you activate those increased capacity, you just go smooth sailing. Competitors will be far behind, so that is something you gotta work at. But again, with the limited amount of the union dollars or bucks, we can only prioritize them and use them in the first 3 competitions. The remaining 3, normally I will save up the gems as well as the union dollars and bucks, because that's what we're going to save up for the next long event. So in between long events, there'll be probably a few delivery challenge or small timed so-called events, but basically time for you to do up your region works. Basically your region trains need to work hard in the regions, and with the newfound event trains that will come in really handy with the high capacity, that will allows you to farm all the required items or required jobs to be done in your region. Trying to maybe clear up some of the jobs in Japan. Pending 1 legendary in Japan. If I manage to finish that, apparently that allows me to have 1 more legendary from the region Japan. So looking forward to moving towards Egypt really fast. I think for now it's about 15 stages or levels more. Very quickly we'll reach Egypt, the last region in train station 2. Come a long way. I mean, playing what 2-3 years by now. So seen a lot in train stations development. Train station 2 tends to be more and more, how do I put it, revenue focus, which makes sometimes the game not as fun, but nonetheless it has been a game that is free and I've been playing for the last probably 3 years or so. I think generally as a free to play, it's a good game. So competitiveness is always there. Had they remain unchanged, I have layout strategies in getting first for every single competition in the past, and it works for me for a long while until they kept on changing. Focus towards revenue generations. That's what really changed the whole game. It used to be much easier as long as you follow a few tips, like starting late, 12 hours late. Do a EP head start preparation for the second competition onwards. Fill the warehouse and basically your non-event factories to the brim for the first competition, because that's always been asked for. Items required for the events using the non-event items, because that's the only items they can ask for, because it's unfair to ask any event items for the first competition. Then of course do up a continuous process of producing event items from the event factory. Use up maybe 110 gems to upgrade your factory with 2 more slots, and then this is generally the tips you can work towards in getting first. But things has changed, as I mentioned. Now it seems so much easier probably to get gems as an Android player. Unfortunately I'm not, I'm an iPhone player. So by playing affiliated games, a lot of Android players tends to have lots of gems. There are also a large group of people who are actually willing to spend real money to buy gems. So the purpose of starting late is to avoid this group of people. But generally when people learned, they also noted that even though I'm putting in money, I want to fight with a group of people that are not that competitive. We will start late as well, and that's us, which is the non-paying group. So with that, the things has changed gradually with the introduction of union dollars, and also, of course, more importantly, the introduction of the innovation center that allows us to increase capacity. That changed the whole picture of fighting between the free-to-play vis-a-vis the pay-to-win. But again, that could be a trick for putting the free-to-play players against the pay-to-win, to push them in terms of spending even more to buy gems to compete with the free-to-play that now relies on the union dollars. So all this is towards revenue generation, pitting competition between the pay-to-win groups and the free-to-play groups. So if you are in either group, you could have mentioned this to yourself and keep on reminding even the friends in your union. This is a game that never ends with events. So even you lose some, eventually you win some. There isn't a chance now as easy as previously to get all the rewards or all the trains in every single event. It used to be really easy. Every event, as long as you play, you get all the rewards. Now no longer, but that doesn't really matter. Most important is minimally try to get 2 legendaries, and with that you build up a fleet of legendary trains. That goes a long way. Why do you people sometimes just ignore all the trains and go for parts? That could be another strategy you can apply if you are probably at 899, and getting trains are no longer that important. Getting parts maybe more, because you want to upgrade every single train that you have. So these are some different players' preferences. Again, all these your own preferences to play Train Station 2. In terms of the game, I also realized with the introduction of a new so-called features or things like that, or basically it makes the game very complicated. At the same time, experience a lot of chances of lag like this. You can see loading, please wait. It always happens nowadays. It's so frequent. And there's a lot of glitches also realized as compared to previously. All this is all to the new introduction of items, and again, yes, in a way it is fun with more features, but at the same time I think they need time to tie up all these team issues of introduction of new items. Alright, so we are between 5 and 10%, and we also managed to get a winner prize that you can see at the bottom right. So that is something we will basically get from this event. We can see the winner there. We get another extra 100 keys. That comes in really handy. I mean, if you are just missed by a bit, that would really handy. And really lucky. I mean, first time at we got quite a number of us from the chosen RR team. So this is the first time in such event. I'm so lucky. Again, as I said, the experience of unstable connections or glitches in the game is become more and more frequent, as you can see here. That actually defeats the purpose of the enjoyment they try to create for Train Station 2. So this is something that probably time will be needed to tie up and solve all these team problems of new features. And even today, especially when I try to claim the trains, you realize it doesn't appear. It is subsequently I restart the game and it's already in my list of trains. So I'm going to show you this trains which I really clicked earlier, but it was a glitch, and but nonetheless it's already appearing in my train depot. So that's perfectly fine. As long as I don't lose that train, that's fine. So I'm going to claim similarly the other one, which is the common trains, and again the same thing happens. I mean, the invisible trains happens and the loading please wait appeared again. So these are some things that really got to work with. That probably is the time needed to stabilize certain new features. But again, doesn't really matter. I mean, you can see the trains is stored in the depot, so also it's already claimed. And of course the big boxes earlier was a glitch, and now it allows me to choose again. And this is predetermined. I mean, if you realize earlier on I've clicked this and it appears to be common. there's a glitch off the game, you claim again, it is really predetermined. It is common as well. It wouldn't because of a glitch you get legendary or others, because all these are really predetermined. So this is how technically the software works, or the game works. Apparently the apps really predetermine what you're gonna get, and whatever it clicks doesn't really matter. It is all predetermined. All right, so with that, so really happy we ended the third place in the last competitions, and that concludes with 5 trains for this event. And eventually the balance I'm going to get from the remaining few jobs I'm going to claim, depending legendary parts or keys. It depends whether I still aiming towards those keys, because I really want to save more before I enter Egypt. So there'll be a good chance I may be claiming ore on the keys itself. So now what we really want to work with is the region jobs as well as the union jobs. Union jobs itself, we wanted to get more union dollars, so that is why working on the union jobs are important. At the same time, Logic Center I've invested quite a lot. It's time for me to earn back some coins. Right, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Bye.